Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about my skincare and my skin 6 months after stopping taking Accutane. So I'm wearing a blanket at the moment because it is middle of winter in New Zealand and I'm freezing, so please do excuse the slightly homey look, and of course no makeup because I'm going to be showing you my current skincare routine, and what's the point in talking about my skin if you can't actually see it. So I thought I'd do a mini updated skincare routine as well for the mornings because you guys have been requesting it, but I've had a lot of trouble keeping products steady in my routine recently, so I can't wholeheartedly recommend a lot of products at the moment, so I thought I'd just do a mini one instead. So I've already cleansed my face and I've used a BHA in the form of the CosRX Blackhead Power liquid, I think, which I have tested samples of at the moment, and then I'm going to use the Sunprise beauty water, and I use this in a 7 skin layer method, so I'm going to be using 2 layers of this and then some more layers of other toners. I just use this as a light toner. So if you guys haven't been keeping up to date with my skin, I used to have super bad skin. In about 2.5 years now I was put on a dose of Accutane or raw Accutane. The drug itself is called isotretinoin, and it works really well for annihilating acne. So even though I have some scarring on my face at the moment, as you can see in the photos that I'm going to put up, my skin was way worse. It was like full of pus and it just hurt to touch and look at. It was red and I could not get rid of the acne. This is my second layer of the same toner. So my mum sent me to a dermatologist, which in New Zealand costs about $300 per appointment. Luckily, some sorts of insurance will pay for part of this, thankfully, and the dermatologist put me on Accutane. So she put me on 10 milligrams to start with, which dried up all my acne, which was fantastic, and I had a lot of scarring and sort of like 1 or 2 acne spots. So after 3 months of 1 pill per day, I was reduced to 1 to 10 milligram pill every second day. My second layer of skins is the Klairs Supple Preparation Facial Toner, which I'm actually really liking right now. And so after another, I think I did every second day for maybe 6 months, close to that anyway. And then I was reduced to taking 1 pill every 3 days, I think. So I used to do Monday, Thursday, Sunday, that sort of thing. So I'd have 3 pills per week, and then it reduced to 2, and then it reduced to 1, and then for a little while I did 1 pill every second week, and then in December of 2016 I stopped. At the end of December I stopped taking them entirely, so this whole year of 2017 I haven't taken any medication. This is my second layer, and so obviously for a lot of people Accutane doesn't always work, so for me it worked super well. My skin was beautiful, so if you look back on videos from pretty much all of 2016 I have like this flawless skin and I loved it so much, but there are so many side effects of taking Accutane. The most annoying one for me is that you cannot wax anything on your body. It's really difficult for me because obviously I have very pale skin and like almost black hair, so I didn't enjoy that. You also can't bleach like your hair or anything like that because you can give yourself chemical burns on your skin, and you also can't go into the sun very much, so it's very restricting. I also do 2 layers of the Bobbi Extra Treatment Lotion, which is kind of like a thick toner. It's really good for me for winter, but I don't know if I would repurchase it because it's really expensive. So for the first 4 or so months of not taking any Accutane, I got like maybe 1 or 2 pimples. Really not much. It wasn't too bad at all and I was really happy, but in the 5th and 6th month I started to get all of this again. So with my skin I get hormonal acne, so I get it around my chin and my mouth, so you can see quite a lot of scars like around my lips and on my chin, but I also get acne around like this section of my cheeks as well, and for me my cheeks scar really badly. So I only had 3 pimples here, but you can still see the scars are really dark on my cheeks, which sucks. So I had these pimples 2 months ago. This is my second layer. So of course I was really disappointed that my acne was pretty much coming back because I did have like quite a few at the same time. By quite a few I mean like more than 10 pimples at a time. Like getting 1 pimple is not getting acne, I'm sorry. It's like a pimple or a breakout. Frustrates me to no end when people complain that they have acne because they have 1 pimple, or like they get 1 pimple during their time of month. You guys don't know the pain. So technically this is only a 6 skin method because I don't want to do 3 layers of one thing, and so it makes my skin really nice and hydrated without feeling too overwhelmed. My skin tends to like thinner and more layers of things rather than doing one really thick layer of like a heavy cream or oil. And then I'm going to add 2 pumps of the CosRX Advanced Snail 96 Mucin Power Essence. Again, it's really lightweight and I really like it. So of course, me being me, I went to the internet for help to see what other people recommended after taking Accutane. So any spot treatments and things that I could use that were over-the-counter medications and things like that to help combat the acne that I had without going back onto Accutane. And I actually have like a cupboard of pills at the moment for Accutane because the dermatologist just prescribed me a bunch and was like, just if you want to keep taking them, you can keep taking them. Apparently a lot of people take them for like forever basically, but it's just quite restrictive of a lifestyle to be taking that medication forever. I think like after I have children, maybe I would probably just go back on it because obviously you can't have kids while taking the medication, but that's for future me to worry about. So when I was researching online, a lot of people said that using retinols were great for their skin, but I previously tried retinols before and it makes my skin so dry. I really didn't like the side effects of it, though it is still something that I might try later on. So one of the things that I found while I was researching was azelaic acid. This is an over-the-counter medicated lotion, contains 20% azelaic acid, and it is for antibacterial lotion for pimples, blackheads, acne and rosacea, which I thought was very interesting. In a lot of countries you actually cannot get this over the counter, but in New Zealand we are lucky enough that we can, and it's really inexpensive as well. I think it's either $16 or $19 for this tube. And that's such a small price to pay. That's like literally cheaper than pretty much anything in New Zealand. And from what I saw online, this has very similar benefits to using a retinol. It's not really anti-aging, but it's a really good exfoliant and it helps with acne without making your skin feel and look dry. It was the same with benzoyl peroxide, so I've tried that before in the form of like spot treatments, but it always made my skin so dry. So I've been using this for about a month and a half now, and it's safe to say that I really like it. It's pretty much like a holy grail status for me. I'm not sure if I'll do a review on it or anything like that yet. If you guys are interested in hearing more about this lotion, then do feel free to tell me, because I know that The Ordinary does an azelaic acid lotion as well. I think this is only 10%, but at least that is available worldwide, whereas this is, I don't know if it's actually like a New Zealand made. It's an Australian made medication, so obviously in Australia you can get this, and New Zealand I don't think anywhere else can get it. I'm also going to be using the I'm From Magnolia Wake Essence, which I really like, but I absolutely hate this dropper top because it really doesn't drop out enough product, and it doesn't pick up enough product as well. Like, it didn't pick up anything. But the bottle is cute and it's pink and it's frosted and I love it and it smells really nice. I assume that's what magnolias smell like. And it really like hydrates and plumps my skin too. It's not too thick, so I don't feel like it makes my skin feel chunky. I don't know, there's a really weird way to describe it. If I use things that are too thick, my skin feels heavy almost, which is not really what I liked during the day. But it is a little bit sticky, this essence. It reminds me a lot of the I'm From Ginseng serum, which I also really loved. I don't think it's as good. So I've been using the azelaic acid lotion to get rid of all of this acne. So within using it, all of the acne went down within about a week. And when I use it every second night at the moment, and then on the alternating nights, if I have any breakouts, I will use it as a spot treatment on those as well. If I use it every night, it does over exfoliate my skin, and the way that I can tell that it's over exfoliating is that when I apply other products over top, it stings my skin so bad. So if I use it every second night, it works really well for me. It is a little bit annoying because there's about like a 20-minute wait period, so I wash my face, I put the medicated lotion on, wait 20 minutes. My skin doesn't feel like dry and tight while I'm waiting. It feels fine because it is a lotion rather than like a watery sort of liquid. And then I apply my skincare over top. It feels kind of funny because obviously it's a lotion, so if there's any excess on there, you can kind of feel the lotion feeling. But if I use a cotton pad with like the Sun and Park Beauty Water, then I'm able to wipe away any of that weird excess. But it does work really, really well. So everything that you can see at the moment is just scarring. I have no active pimples at the moment, which I am very, very thankful for. So as my cream during daytime, I'm going to be using this one, and I've forgotten the name of it and it's not on here. I can't read what's on here, so I'm going to put it down here. This cream is kind of a little bit sticky, but since I'm going to be applying a sunscreen over top of it, it doesn't really bother me. The sunscreen will dry out my skin slightly anyway, so it's not going to make too much of a difference. But this does kind of leave a little bit of a shiny look to my skin as well, which again, the sunscreen will make it look matte anyway. And this might seem like a really, really long routine, but honestly it's not. If I wasn't chatting and patting my face so much, it would be done really quickly. And also I'm sorry if you can hear the patting noises. I'm trying to be quiet, which makes it slower. But yeah, I kind of like do a mixture of patting and rubbing to apply my product. So I'll kind of like rub the product all over my skin first, and then I'll pat it in because there's less tugging. When I've got a lot of product on my fingers anyway, it won't tug my skin, and it's easy to distribute the product evenly across my skin, but it's not necessary for you to tap all of the product in. If you don't like doing it, it's whatever works best for your skin. Technically it's only a 9 product routine for the morning. It is more in the evening because obviously I add the medicated lotion and an eye cream and a night sleeping mask as well at the moment too, and then generally a sheet mask as well. But it honestly doesn't really take that long because I do a 7 skin method rather than using like an essence and a serum and an emulsion and things like that. Because they're watery, they do absorb really quick. So especially if I'm running late, I can just do 1 layer of each of the toners or just one of the toners if I really want to. It's not super necessary, but this is what I personally like to do. And my sunscreen at the moment is the Etude House Sunprise Mild Airy finish, which I tried on camera for the first time and didn't really like it, but since then I've learned to apply just like a little bit less of it and it works a lot better. It dries down really nicely. It doesn't make my skin feel dry either, which some of the Biore essences can do. And I know with sunscreens you're technically supposed to pat them in because you have the best coverage that way. You're not wiping any of it off, but sometimes you have to rub a little bit, especially if there's little chunks of white. Still makes me feel weird that this smells like limes though. And there we go, that is my finished skincare routine. So for my skincare, I'm going to hopefully update you guys if anything changes with it. So if I start taking more medication or if I start using any different products to control specifically my acne, because I know that it is very interesting for a lot of people because acne can happen to anybody at any point. So it's something that we should all talk about because it's nothing to be ashamed of. Your skin does what it wants. I don't get acne because I'm a dirty person. It's just my genetics did not bless me with beautiful skin, unfortunately. So if you guys have got any questions, do leave them down below. I'll try to remember to actually update the description box of the products that I used as well. I know I'm really terrible at actually doing that, so if I forget to, please remind me in the comments and I will update it too. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching this video and I will see you in the next one.